Hey guys, so this is gonna be posted on both YouTube and BitChute. My BitChute people, sorry. Uh, when I do these videos, I'm not gonna be as unrestrained as I normally am because YouTube is asshole. So I can't say certain words and things that I would on BitChute. So sorry. Um, but what are we talking about here? This, this thing right here. Now this is RaulZito. And before I talk about what this guy is, why we're talking about him, take a wild guess. So we just talked about Christian. Take a wild guess what this guy is accused of. And honestly, that shirt pretty much tell you everything. Are you done? Because whatever you said to yourself or out loud, you're probably right. So, Raul Zito here is a Fortnite streamer. I know. You can never tell by the stupid ass multicolored hair. He's got blue hair and a pink fucking beard. Now, I would call him a word right now, but like I said, this is on YouTube as well, so I can't say that word. Um, but Brazilian video game streamer was arrested Tuesday after he ostensibly took advantage of two child actors. And yes, while I really wish I could say that word, like I said, YouTube, you know, doesn't like that word. Fortnite streamer Raul Zito is accused of taking advantage of two children, one 10 years old and the other 14, according to a police report. The victims were child actors whom Raul apparently promised jobs at a major television station in exchange for sexual acts. A mother of one of the victims reported that to authorities that her son was being abused between February and May. Brazil's police of child and adolescent victims made the arrest in Florianopolis, a city located in the state of Santa Catarina, after obtaining search and seizure warrants as well as a temporary arrest warrant. Raul reportedly used his Instagram profile to lure his victims. Police are investigating other potential victims. Fortnite is an online multiplayer game with millions of active players, many of whom are children. Now, I talked about this briefly in one of my BitChute videos, and if you guys are watching me on BitChute, I talked about this. Bright colors, or colors in general, in the wild. Sometimes colors will let you know that, hey, this is a predator. I need to stay away. This man is middle aged. He plays Fortnite, which is for kids, and he's got multicolored hair. Those should be all the signs of, hey, maybe you shouldn't let your kids around this dude. Between that, the love has no gender, religion, sexuality, body type, color. He needs to add age to this shirt because to him, love has no age. And I'm sure this is one of those fucking douchebags who are trying to get that onto the pride flag as and be accepted as a sexual preference. And the worst part is, it's like if these are, you have one side who is continuously saying, "Oh yeah, he may have done those terrible things, but you need to respect him and his pronouns." Chris Chan, there were responses saying that exact thing because Chris is transgender. They were like, "Oh yeah, he might have done those terrible things, but he still deserves respect, and you need to respect him by using his correct pronouns." Bitch, no. Chris took advantage of his dementia ridden 80-year-old mother. He does not deserve any fucking respect now. If he wants to be she, her, no. You need to earn that respect. So people are going to say, oh yeah, you need to use proper pronouns and this and that. He deserves respect. No. If he goes by they, them, fuck that. I'm going to call it it. This person is an it. This person is a creature. Um, this is why, one, parents, you need to make sure you're, active in your kid's life. You need to know who they're talking to. I'm not saying invade their personal privacy all the time, but if you hear them talking online, like, during a game, and you hear just one person talking to them, and that person sounds like they're, I don't know, well over the age of 30, you need to start asking questions. Um, this guy's probably luring people, one, through Fortnite, two, his Instagram, which they said. Be active. If you have a child, first of all, children shouldn't even be having social media like that. And if they do have a social media account, it should be something that you're in control of. Um, because you have guys like that. You have guys like that. Um, now my Chris Chan video did fairly well, and apparently it's stuff you guys like to see. And I never claimed to be a a channel for children on YouTube. I don't make children content. I'm never going to make content for children. So I want to start doing stuff like this again, where, stuff that affects the community and bad actors like this who are fucking up. There's been a lot of people in the Pokemon community lately that have been ousted. Um, but like I said, it's going to be on BitChute and YouTube, so I'm not going to be able to use the same colorful language that I normally. I can still swear, but BitChute people know what I'm talking about. Very specific choice words. Um, a certain F word that you can't really say on YouTube because it's they consider it a slur against a certain group of people. Um, but yeah, so this guy deserves no fucking respect, and I mean he fits the bill. If when you think of what that kind of person looks like, yeah, this is what you get. Who the fuck plays Fortnite anymore anyway? If you're a parent and you're letting your kids play Fortnite, please make sure they're not playing with people like this. I mean, I you can say, oh, that's really discriminatory. Not everyone's like that. True, but in the social, he's in social society's eye. He's well known, and look what happened. So sometimes it's better to just not take the chance. If you hear your kid talking to someone who sounds around this guy's age, just stop them. You know, I, it's better to just protect your kid than to take the chance right now. It, I'm not saying they can't talk to anyone. They can talk to people their own age. Fortnite is a game for kids. So, um, it shouldn't be too hard for them to find someone to talk to. But if you have someone like that, you're like, hey, yeah, kid, you're doing really great. Yeah, we should play again sometime together. Yeah, no, 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 no. But so 10 years old and 14. Now, I don't know the age of consent in Brazil. I assume it's going to be like here in the States where it's like 16, 17 years old. Um, actually, hang on, let me bring that up real fast because I'm actually pretty curious. All right, so I was wrong. So in Brazil, the age of consent is 14. So that one person, the 14-year-old, nothing's going to happen to this guy because of that, because they're 14 years old and they can consent. So he's going to get charged for the 10-year-old. But here we have the age of consent in Brazil is 14 years old. The age of consent is the minimum age at which a individual is considered legally old enough to consent to participation in sexual activity. Individuals aged 13 or younger in Brazil are not legally able to consent to sexual activity, and such activity may result in prosecution for statutory or the equivalent local law. But here's the thing. What's the difference between a 13-year-old and a 14-year-old? Nothing. So, like, why is it 14? They say, oh yeah, 14 is fine. But oh, if they're 13, the brains are pretty much the same development stage. Their mindset is the same development stage. The body is almost at the same development stage between 13 and 14. What's the difference? I'm not saying, oh yeah, they should lower it. I'm just saying, why, where, like, what was their mindset of, you know, oh yeah, age of consent is 14. No, 13. No, that's too low. That's just creepy. That's gross. They can't consent. But a 14-year-old can consent? Come on. It needs to be like everywhere else and be like fucking 16, 17 years old, closer to being an adult. Um, Brazil's statutory law is violated when an individual has consensual sexual conduct with a person under age 14. So basically, even if that person consents to it, because apparently, 13, 14, huge difference. A close in age exemption allows minors aged 12 and 13. Close in age exemption allows minors aged 12 and 13 to engage in sexual contact with partners less than 5 years older. So basically, sounds like they're saying, oh yeah, 12 and 13-year-olds can have sex as long as it's with someone under the age of 18. Which, I mean, I guess, you know, over here in the States, that's pretty much how it goes. You're not going to see a 15-year-old getting accused of raping a 13-year-old. It's not going to happen because they're still both minors. Um, let's see. Brazil does not have a close in age exemption. Close and age exemptions, commonly known as Romeo and Juliet laws in the United States, are put in place to prevent the prosecution of individuals who engage in consensual sexual activity when both participants are significantly close in age to each other, or one or both partners are below the age of consent. Because there is no close in age exemption in Brazil, it is possible for two individuals, both under the age of 14, who willingly engage in intercourse, to both be prosecuted for statutory blank, although this is rare. That makes no sense, though. Well, then again, okay, wait. Similarly, no protections are reserved for sexual relations in which one participant is a 13-year-old and the second is 14 or 15. Well, I guess because the age of consent is 14, so if one's 14 and one's like 12 or something, yeah, it's still. I guess at 14 they're technically considered an adult. I mean, if you're old enough to have sex, then, but that's raw across the world. Oh, must be married. Hey, what do you know? Pretty much the Middle East. um, 13. Where you got 13? The age of consent in Angola is 12. Yeah, I was about to say the age of consent in Japan is 13. Greenland. Greenland doesn't exist, apparently. Nigeria. Wait, did I just... Please don't tell me I just saw what I think I saw. Um, do they not know of Mali? The age of consent in Mali is 18. Maybe I was just seeing things because it was flashing back and forth. but marriage is required. Yeah, pretty much all the fucking Middle Eastern places. You must be married, but they marry freaking children there. So I consent in Sweden. It's 15 in Russia, Mother Russia. China's 14. Ah, in Australia. 16 down in Australia there, mate. Argentina. 16. Yeah, so pretty much all around 16, 17. Um, yeah, at first I thought it said like one of them was like 11. I'm like, please don't tell me there's a place where age of consent is 11. But I think because I was switching around so much. So 14 years old um in Brazil. Bolivia, Venezuela 16, Uruguay 15, Madagascar 14. So, but so this guy will be at least charged for the 10-year-old since the 14-year-old is able to consent. But then again, wait. No, 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 no. Judging by the law, it said about 5 years, something about the 5 years, and this guy's clearly more than 5 years older than that person. So, yeah, I was very with under post age exemption. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. So basically, they're saying, if it's 5 years, within 5 years from like, 12, 13 to, whatever, then that's fine. 5 years. But then you have this guy who is clearly a lot older than the 14-year-old. So, yeah, so he should be getting charged for both then. Because even though it's age of consent, he's clearly 5 years older. So, um, if you see a dude online with this kind of hairstyle, with fucking Kool-Aid in his hair, and he's fucking wearing shit like this, steer clear of him. Keep your kids away from him, because chances are there's a very good chance that he's trying to diddle them. Like I said, I don't want to be discriminatory and say don't have your kids not talk to anyone. But there are plenty of kids playing Fortnite that your child can talk to. They don't need to be talking to some fucking middle-aged man. There's no fucking reason for them to be talking, especially if you hear them talking to them after the game. Say they're not even playing the game and you hear them talking to them. There's no reason. There's no fucking reason. So steer clear. If you see a dude and he has the love has no insert crap here, just tell your kid, no, I don't want you talking to that person at all. At all. But so this guy will be um in jail for like I said, I thought at first I thought it was a 10-year-old, but the 14-year-old, since he is so much clearly older, more than 5 years. So yeah, so he'll be um sentenced for 10 and 14-year-old. So he'll probably be in jail for quite some time. Um, Chris, going back to Chris Chan, because he does have mental issues, I don't see him being in jail or being in jail for long. This guy clearly knows what he's doing, so circumstances for him are different. Unfortunately, when people have mental illnesses, they're treated as differently, especially when you have someone like Chris Chan who's got like freaking what autism and shit like that. Um, the way the fucking justice system is, still say, oh, he's got a lot of issues, so, he wasn't fully capable of, determining what was right and wrong in the situation, and blah, 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 and just a bunch of bull crap. But, um, yeah, if you guys know any other stories you want to see me cover, stuff like this, or, it doesn't have to be about sexual advantage taking sexual, advantage sexually. Um, Let me know. Link them below in the comments, and I'll be sure to look at them and possibly do them if they tickle my fancy enough. Um, but anyways, that's gonna do it for me. Bright colors, people, just like in the wild. You see bright colors, stay away. That's it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.